Hi YouTube. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Darlene Scott and I'm the CEO and the founder of Basic Bliss Life Coaching. So I wanted to talk a little bit about my most recent experience. So as many of you know, I travel and I speak a lot. I do trainings, I do workshops, and I do kind of like group life coaching sometimes. But most recently, I was doing a training and I ended up getting into the flow, like into the rhythm of the training. And I started really being myself. And for those of you who know me personally, I'm like really silly, outgoing, and I like to act out stories. So I ended up talking about a story that I did not even plan to talk about, but I ended up talking about getting into a fight in 7th grade, and I ended up talking about the DARE program that I was in when I was younger, the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program, which was a program that was offered in public schools, and I remember being in this program. So as I got into the training, I started telling all these like crazy stories, and I really enjoyed myself sharing a part of myself with the audience, and I felt like I was really connecting with them. So later on, I started to have regrets. I started to regret sharing my story, and I remember saying, oh man, I shouldn't have said that when I was in 7th grade, I got into this fight with this boy and I ended up getting kicked out of school. Maybe I shouldn't have said this story, or maybe I shouldn't have said that story. And I really started to doubt myself. You are presenting, or when you are introducing yourself to someone and the conversation is just flowing and that momentum is there and you start to tell your story, go ahead and share your story. And if people judge you, or if people don't want to be a part of your life because of what you've been through, or if they don't appreciate your transparency, then they're not people that need to be a part of your destiny. And as I began to think about this and really process it, I started thinking about how many times in my life when I meet someone and I hold back a part of my story. I used to be a rapper. A lot of people knew I used to own a record label. I used to rap. And for a long time, I used to hold that information back because I'm in the corporate arena and I'm walking around and I'm shaking these people's hands, and, I am feeling like I have to live up to a certain image, a certain persona. And for those of you out there who understand what I'm talking about, it's like you have two different faces. You're in corporate America. Sometimes it's this pressure to really, really hide who you really are. Now, I'm not saying that it's appropriate to go into corporate meetings and use slang and kick back and put your feet on a desk and drink a beer. Like, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that your story is a part of who you are. And a lot of times we fear judgment because of who we are or what we've been through. But your story is a part of you, and you are a beautiful person, and you went through what you went through to get where you are today. See, you wouldn't be the person that you are if you didn't have the trials and the tribulations that you had. So you become who you are because of the experiences that shaped you. And if someone can't accept that, or if someone wants to dig in your past and judge you because of something you did in 7th grade, or something you did 7 years ago, or even something that you did last month, then that person is not a part of your destiny. That person is not a part of your future because they're locked in the past. And so I just want to encourage all of you out there to never be ashamed of your story. Never, ever be ashamed of who you are. Of course, there's a time and a place for everything. And if you're a clinician, I encourage you to only disclose a little bit at a time, and only when it's meaningful, and to use the process of disclosure to only benefit your client. But don't ever be ashamed of your story, because your story is what makes you unique. Your story is what makes you great. And my story, everything I've been through, all the craziness that I've been through, is what makes me who I am. Who am I? I am Darlene Scott, and what do? I empower people, and I push people to tap into hidden potential. And why do I do that? Because I was broken one time, and I was hurt one time, and someone took the time to pour into me. And now I do the same for others. So that is an integral part of my story. Your story is an integral part of who you are. Never be ashamed of it. My name is Darlene Scott. I could be reached at d.scott@basic-bliss.com. Also, you can reach me through www.darlenemscott.net. I hope this was helpful. Have a blessed evening.